Welcome to Linux System Administration. My name is Michael Waits, and I'm your instructor this semester. I wanted to make an introduction video to introduce you to not only myself, but to the course and some of the important information you need to know about the course. First off, I want to let you know that typically when I do videos like this, I don't really do any post-editing after the fact. I like to give you what I'm like in kind of raw, so there's no real edits and things like that. I am what I am, and then you get to see me as if we were in a class seeing each other face to face. So with that, I also want to let you know that this is not a substitute to read the syllabus. It's really important that you read the syllabus. There's a lot of information in there, and I'm not going to cover all of the pieces of syllabus, just only some of the pieces. So make sure you take a moment to read that. So as I said, I'm going to introduce myself. Again, my name is Michael Waits. I am a developer, and I work as a manager of mobile developers. Now, with that being said, I started out as a developer and have been developing for a really long time. 20 some odd years. I've developed in multiple languages, and along the way, I have done plenty of administration of both Windows systems and Linux systems. So I started out my college career here at St. Pete College, just like you're doing. I got my undergrad studies in St. Pete College and then went on to USF to get my master's in IT as well as my MBA. So I wanted to tell people that because I know sometimes people go, oh, I'm just going to a community college, but St. Pete College is not a community college. It is a 4-year degree college. And so with that, the education you're getting is well respected, and it can absolutely lead on to many more things, including a great career, as well as if you want to go on to get your master degrees, you definitely can do that. So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell. Like I said, that's what I do during the day. In the evenings, on the weekends, I'm an adjunct professor here at St. Pete College. I do have a family. I've got 3 daughters, a wife, a couple of dogs, a cat, you name it. I think I have it. Oh, yeah, don't let me forget about the bearded dragons that we have as well. So again, that's a little bit about me. Now about the course. Let me start off with saying the best way to reach out to me is via email. I know if you look at the syllabus, you're going to say, oh man, Professor Waits, you got a phone number. Yes, I do. But I got to tell you, that is what they call a soft phone number. It goes to nothing. There's no phone. There's no phone on a desk. The phone does not exist. What it does is it goes to a voicemail, and you can leave me a voicemail, which is then recorded and sent to me via email. And then more than likely, I'm going to respond to that voicemail via email. I'm going to send you a message back, right? Because again, there's no phone for me to reach out to you on. So really the best way to reach me is via email. I typically respond within 24 hours, but like you, I have a lot going on. And I tell you this because if you wait till Sunday, 7 p.m. to start working on your homework and assignments for the week, and you run into a jam and you need help, more than likely you're not going to be able to get a hold of me, and I'm not going to be able to schedule time to get with you quick enough for you to turn your assignments in on time. And waiting to the last minute and not getting help from me is not a good reason to ask to turn work in late. So let me tell you a little bit about that. Here in this course, in most courses in SVC, we do not accept late work. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to other students. It's not fair to me as a previous student, right? We all are working our butts off and really making sure that we prioritize our time to get our work in. And I get it. Sometimes life is tough and things are moving really fast. Make sure that you make yourself a priority. You get to say, I'm important and I deserve to give myself the time needed to do my coursework. So you're here, you're spending money on this, and you want to learn this, please take the time to do so. With that, the first 2 weeks, we do take attendance. Now, this is not just an SBC policy. It goes a little higher than that. It's for financial aid reasons. Even if you're not getting financial aid, we still have to do it because people are getting financial aid. So with the first 2 weeks, each week there is a discussion post. You need to respond to those posts and make your post and do all the work that's required of those posts to be marked as present for the course. If you are marked absent for both weeks, you will be immediately withdrawn from the course, and then your seat will be given to somebody else who's waiting to get in the course. So if you want to be in this course, don't miss both weeks. With that being said, and by the way, you can't, if you're going on a cruise the first couple of weeks and you send me an email, I'm sorry, but you have to find a way to still get online and make that discussion post. It's just a requirement. Um, then at the 60% mark of the course, I have to come in and do a third and final attendance, which is, are you participating in the course? And it's pretty simple. The rules, most classes have kind of adopted this, and that is if you have 70% or more of your work done, you are considered to be participating. If you don't have 70%, you will be marked as not participating, and you will be withdrawn from the course. So please don't don't let that happen. Make sure you're doing your work again. Prioritize yourself. You are important. And with that, let's talk a little bit about the required materials. I talk about this in this particular introduction because it seems that people struggle with Test Out Linux Pro, which is what we call LabSim. It is a code that you're going to need for LabSim, right? You can get it through SPC. You can get it through the LabSim company or Test Out, which is known as Test Out company as well. Just make sure you're getting the right code, right? I would hate for you to get the wrong code and have to buy another code. I believe that LabSim also has some offers if you're going to be using the Test Out application on more than one course. There are some multiple packages you can buy. Again, I have to leave that in your hands. Make sure you're getting something that will cover what you need for this course, right? You will also need the LPIC1 Linux Professional Institute Certification Study Guide. This is really important in the course, and you can get it both digitally and in paper form. I will tell you that having this, especially if you are going to go on to being a Linux professional, having this in paperback format is really recommended. It is a great book for using as reference material if you ever need to on the job. I definitely have my own copy. I had my own copy before I even started teaching this course. So please think about that. Also understand that the page numbers will be slightly different if you get the digital copy versus the paper copy. I want to take, again, just a few more moments to really talk about LabSim. This seems to be where most students struggle at the beginning of this course. LabSim is online through a company called Test Out. Now, there is a whole section on this, and it's called Important LabSim Information. You have to go into this section to get the link of where you need to go to register for this course. And it's under the How to Join LabSim under Important LabSim Information. So please make sure you read that, make sure you click that link, and also do me a favor, when you create your account and you are signing into this course, make sure you use the same name that you have in my courses. So that way, when I am taking and moving your grades from LabSim over to my courses, it's pretty clear who gets what grade. I have had people come in and they're like, oh, but I got married and I have a different married name now. Great, but please still use the name, whatever's in my courses, use the same name because I don't know really how to know that you got married and your last name's different. Sometimes I can put it together, sometimes I can't. And I have had to where I'm unable to figure out whose grade goes where. And until a couple of weeks go by and they then reach out to me and go, hey, how come I'm not getting any grades? Is until I figure out who is who, right? So again, just make sure that you are using the same name as my courses. Now this is different. LabSim is different than virtual machine. You are in this course going to set up your own Linux box. Now, some people have an actual Linux box. You might have a Raspberry Pi sitting around. You might have a computer box sitting around. Great. And you are more than welcome to set up your own real box. Absolutely. I have several Raspberry Pis that I have Linux set up on. Oh, I will tell you though, if you're going to do use a Raspberry Pi, make sure you still set up a full-fledged Linux, right? Because some of the things that we're going to be doing in here will require the full-fledged Linux. So you don't want to set up a stripped-down Raspberry Pi version. Most people, however, will need to set it up using virtual machine. And so there's plenty of instructions on how to do that. Go in, download the virtual machine software, set up Linux. It's not real complicated. We have a very well laid out set of instructions. I actually did it back in spring of this previous year, so it should be very current with hopefully the most current version. I haven't checked recently to see if they've come out with a new version of VirtualBox, but even if they have, it's still going to be very close to what is currently there. So use those directions to set it up. There's a couple of key critical moments during the setup where you're setting passwords. You want to make sure not only you're setting up the right password, but you are retaining that password so you don't have to redo your VirtualBox. Okay. And when you go to submit screenshots in some of your assignments, they are through your virtual machine, not through LabSim. LabSim, while it is got virtual machine components in it, it's a very focused environment, and it's set up. And when you start doing some of those assignments, they are designed to only let you do certain things because they're trying to make sure you're going down the right path, right? Where with the virtual machine, it is just it's a virtual Linux box, so you can do anything and everything you need to do on that, and that is where you're going to do your assignments and you're going to take your screenshots. Do not take screenshots of LabSim and send them in, even if you were able to accomplish what was asked of you. I will not accept it. And then typically, if that does happen the first time, I will shoot back a message and let you resubmit. But I only really let you do that once, because after that, you should be fully aware that you're supposed to be using the virtual machine. And then if you were to do that again, I just wouldn't accept the homework. So please make sure that you do that. I've already covered late work. Unfortunately, unless you have a documented emergency, and that typically you can find that in the SBC policy. If you go to the hospital, if you have a baby when something's due, obviously that's an emergency, and you can have it documented through the hospital. Look, I'm not looking to get into your medical stuff, absolutely, but it is required of me through SBC policy that if someone wants to turn in late work, that they have a documented emergency. All right. So that's pretty much most of what I have to cover in this introduction. I look forward to a great semester. This course is pretty self-guided through the LabSim work. But however, if you run into struggles, if you're having some challenges, reach out to me as soon as possible so that way I can set up a one-on-one Zoom with you and we can go over things. Sometimes I can clear things up in just an email. So if you're struggling, please feel free to reach out to me and talk to me about that. That is exactly why I'm here and what I do as part of my job. So with that, I hope you all have a great semester, and I look forward to talking to you. Thanks.